Hey guys, I'm finally back. I know it's been some time since I have uploaded a video, but a lot has just really been going on and I really just needed to take a break just from YouTube, just to focus on myself and my health. So this video is really just going to kind of be a pregnancy update, as well as just explaining to you guys why I haven't uploaded a video, where I've been, and what's been going on. So my 12-week scan, I went to the hospital to get that done, and the doctor found 2 large masses in my, I guess, uterus or stomach, whatever, that she was really concerned about and wanted me to go get those checked out. They were also so large that she couldn't even get them on the screen so that she could measure them. And mind you, this is all right before Christmas, probably 2 weeks before Christmas. So definitely not the best timing, but what she wanted me to do is she scheduled me to get an MRI done, just to find out, I guess, maybe what they could be, and then also to have them measured. When she got my results back, she was still concerned, and I randomly one night was laying in bed watching TV, and I just got this phone call from an oncologist. And whether you're pregnant or not pregnant, that is definitely not the doctor that you actually want to hear from. She kind of said a lot on the phone, and to be honest, I didn't even take everything in, because at this point I'm just so worried about, you know, the health of my child, and also where do we go from here in regards to this pregnancy, especially since, if you guys seen my first video, you knew that it had taken us over 1.5 years to get pregnant to begin with. So so she was saying that they weren't sure if it was cancerous. She told me she wanted me to see me right away. So I basically had to take off the next day of work just to go in and see her. A couple of things that she was even saying was that if it was cancerous, then I would most likely have to get surgery to remove them while being pregnant, but it had to be before, I believe, like 20 to 22 weeks. So that's also another thing that was really just concerning, because who wants to have surgery while also being pregnant, and then also even just thinking, oh my God, is this cancer? So I went to that doctor's appointment. My mom came along with me, as well as my husband. And of course, the worst thing is running through my mind at that point. So I finally did see the doctor. She was saying she didn't want to do the surgery. That would be her last option. She was also saying that since I do have to get a C-section, because I had fibroids removed a few years ago, that she didn't want to remove the masses even during my C-section, because that could just cause me to lose even more blood, where I would then have to get like a blood transfusion. I'd be in the hospital a lot longer, and the recovery time would just be a lot longer. We kind of just discussed all of that stuff, and she scheduled me for another MRI to get done, and she wanted to see if the masses had grown since the last time I got it done, like right around the Christmas holiday. So she scheduled me for that, and then she also scheduled me for to get a biopsy done. So basically I had to go into the hospital, and they were going to take little pieces of the masses and test them to see if they were cancerous or not, because the MRI as well as the biopsy were going to determine if I needed to get surgery basically by the end of January or not. So this was a lot going on, and that's really also just kind of the main reason why, you know, YouTube just had to take a back seat, because at this point so much was going on. I was literally crying every day, all day long, and our main focus was just my health, our child's health, and this pregnancy. So the MRI came back, and it showed that the masses had grown. So that was a little bit concerning, because if the masses are growing and they're living, basically surviving off of my blood supply and hormones, which you can't stop when you are pregnant, their concern was, will this take the blood supply that my baby should be taking, and then potentially the baby stops growing and could have like a stillbirth, or I would have to deliver our child. Really, they were saying potentially, you know, at 26 weeks, talking about having to get what is it called, a steroid shot to kind of really just help produce the baby's lungs a lot quicker, because I would be kind of delivering earlier. So they weren't even sure if, at this point, if I would even make it full term. They came back non-cancerous, so I spoke with the oncologist, and she spoke to the board of, I guess, doctors there, and they didn't feel as if surgery was necessary for me at this time, but I will have to get surgery after I deliver. Because I was now considered really high risk, and this isn't something that, I don't want to say they've never seen before, but these doctors were saying that this isn't a normal situation. This isn't something that comes along very often. So I decided to transfer my care from my regular gynecologist to a high-risk doctor, and this is the person who I had just happened to go to at the hospital when I got my 12-week scan done. And she was literally the nicest doctor in the world, so I felt comfortable going to her in her practice. So now I see her, just the high-risk doctor, and what I have to do now is I have to go like 3 weeks, I go to see her, and then I also get an ultrasound done at every single appointment. And basically what they're doing is measuring the fibroids, measuring the masses, measuring the baby, just to make sure that everything is on track with where we should go. I started getting these really sharp pains, abdominal pains, like on my left side. It just happened one day, like literally right before I was about to go home from work. And you know, at this point, there had just been so many things that had gone wrong. I don't know, I'm not saying I wasn't as alarmed, but it was just like another thing to add to the list. So I just drove home, and when I talk about these, it was almost like spasms, and that's the best way I can describe them. So if I moved a certain way, or if I hit a bump in the road or whatever, it was just the sharp spasm pain that would last, you know, a few seconds, and then that was it. So what I found is literally almost like pushing on my belly, which one of these sides is where one of the masses are. So I just assumed it was probably from that. So I went to work the next day trying to pull through, and it wasn't even an hour into work where the spasm just got so bad, it just kept coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. So of course I'm crying at work and everything like that, but I didn't want to cause a big scene. And at this point, nobody knew what was going on besides my husband, my sister, and my mom at that point. I didn't want to talk about it with anybody, because any discussion about, even at this point, my pregnancy just would make me upset, to be honest. So my sister ended up driving me to the emergency room, and they did a couple tests. I got a couple MRIs done, and at this point I couldn't even like lift my leg. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to, you know, an ER or anything like that, but sometimes they put you on this like bed thing where the gurney, maybe it's called, and they're taking you to the MRI to get, not the MRI, the ultrasound, or they're taking you around the hospital. I couldn't even lift my leg up on that thing without having constant spasms. So at this point, you know, the doctors and the nurses are asking like, oh my God, is it contractions? What is it? And you know, this is my first pregnancy. How am I supposed to even know what a contraction even feels like? So I'm just like, I don't know. All I know is I'm in excruciating pain. So I was there all day, and one of the doctors, she just so happened to work with the high risk doctor that I'm seeing. She's on her team, and basically what she explained what was happening to me is called fibroid degeneration. Basically what fibroid degeneration is, the fibroid outgrows the blood supply, because fibroids live off of, you know, your blood supply. That's why they tend to grow with pregnancy, because you have a lot more blood flow going. So the fibroid was outgrowing the blood supply and basically was dying off. Yes, that's a good thing. Your fibroid is dying. However, it causes a lot of excruciating pain. So any little movement will literally just cause you to be like in so much pain. I've never experienced that in my life before. So that's what she said I was going through. It lasts a couple days. So she gave me some pain meds and told me to take those. So in about 2 or 3 days, I should feel a lot better. And then after about a week to 10 days, I should feel back to my normal self. Right now, I'm not going to be going completely full term in regards to going 40 weeks, but I am going to be taken early at around 37 weeks, depending on how I am feeling in the 3rd trimester. You know, we're so blessed to actually be pregnant and to deliver a happy and healthy baby. So that's our main focus, and that's really why I have been gone so long. So let me show you guys my belly. Don't mind the leggings because I just need to get comfortable. So this is a shot from the front. And then this is what I'm looking like from the side. So this is what I'm looking like. And then from the side, what I'm looking like. This video is just to share my story, because I know I am not the first, and I know I'm not going to be the last woman who deals with this. So if I can inspire anybody else to kind of make it through this hard time, then that's what this video is ultimately about. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.